Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Furry Feature, but also another Full Moon Friday. Furry Feature is a series where I play furry-adjacent games. Full Moon Friday is a series in which I play horror games. Sometimes those two genres can intersect, and that is one of these cases. This is Alone, a PS1-styled horror/terror game, as it's calling itself. You play as Joseph, a boy who was just leaving school, and then something happened. You wake up in a room with a small headache. Scared, you decide to leave the room, and with the only objective of finding the way out. This is an alpha demo, but it honestly looked pretty rad in the screenshots I saw. So I figured, let's check it out and see how this blend works, because we haven't seen it very often. Fitchell, the furry artist Fitchell, made a horror game once that was also furry horror. Aside from that, I can't really think of too many examples, but in any case, before we begin, if you like the video, do think about giving it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about doing that as well. But if you really want to help out, think about coming over to Twitch. We're trying to reach partner over here, but we need more viewers to do that. So if you want to come by, whether it's to lurk or to talk, think about doing so, because it does make a world of a difference. We also have a pretty cool Discord community if you want to check that out. I have a Ko-fi link if you want to help directly monetize my content. And I have a merch store if you want to buy some cool items. All links are in the description, so check them out at your leisure. That being said, let's see where this demo goes. I don't know how long it is, but it looked interesting. So, there was a furry inflation horror thing. Yes, that's true. I forgot about it last Halloween. I need to get out of here. Okay. Can I use... Oh, I can use my controller, but analog sticks are no-no. This is classic PS1. As in, classic PS1 before analog sticks existed. Got it. Okay. So we are like a puppo of some sort. Okay. We have a... Is that an inventory window? That's a basic-ass inventory window, but fair enough. Okay, let's look around then. Can I run? Can I... Oh. I do... Oh, well, hold on. Yes, I can. Square. Good. And it's absolutely tank controls, yes. Here's a better look at our model. It's a pretty good model, actually. Oh, wow. Look at the fucking PS1 texture warping. Oh, my goodness. Oh, there are some doors here. Okay. Let's show through this one. It's locked from the other side. That's normal. Has there ever been a horror game that doesn't have a locked from the other side door? And that one's just straight up locked. The true horror is that this entire upper floor is like a kitchen floor tile set, and it's like... The horror. The linoleum. Wait, it's not necessary? Wait, hold on. Oh, I just came from there, didn't I? So I don't know why we're here. I mean, we had a little backstory I read off, but... So it doesn't exactly explain full motivations as to why we're here. Okay, that door works. Let's check the ground floor before going anywhere. What? Did I break the flooring? I think I may have broken the floor texture. There was a weird noise when I went back to this room, and then the floor was broken. Oh, it's kind of working here. I can't tell if it's broken or not. My goodness, look at what it's doing. I don't understand it. I do not. Maybe that's part of the horror, actually. Who knows? It's locked. Okay. I feel like it's supposed to be warping in every camera, but sometimes it just doesn't. Okay, there's specifically only one door. I feel like it's supposed to be warping and moving a bit. all the time, but sometimes it just doesn't. Like, see, it's supposed to be doing this all the time, basically. But sometimes it does not. How unpredictable and creepy, because I can't predict what it's going to do. Everything is freaking locked. Why are there so many doors if I can't even use them? Huh, okay. A sheet of journal. No matter how many patients we receive, we will not support them by the BRBBP project. Mr. Murray said in yesterday's interview, February 11th, 2039. Okay, it's the future. Other news. The President of the USA, Kelvin Stein, is approving a law for balancing the wages of citizens and deputies. In addition, apparently the public, though through social networks, has made a right choice to his representatives of their country. Thankfully to the investment of study and education. I keep wondering, did humans think in the same way? Mr. Stein argued humbly. Did humans think in the same... Okay, humans are a concept in this world, okay. But also, what was that sentence? In addition, apparently the public, through social networks, has made a right choice, not the right choice, just a right choice, to his representatives of their country. Made a right choice to his representatives. To the representatives of the presidents, the public through social networks has made a right choice, whatever the fuck that means. Okay. There's a key under of the journal. I am noticing that maybe the creator of this game is not they might be ESL, which for those of you not aware of that acronym, that means English as a second language, and some of you are ESL. Basically, if the first language you learn in your life is not English, then you might be you basically kind of count as ESL. That doesn't mean you can't be fluent in English, but it raises the chances that you might struggle with English structure a bit more because you're used to the structure of your own native language. Dog is probably also ESL because he learned Borks first. That's true, possibly. Wouldn't that apply to me as well, then? Ah, I can open this now. Wait, no, this is the, this is where I was earlier. But I'm sure one of these doors can now be unlocked. Actually, wasn't there one upstairs that was locked with a key? Had a different dialogue message. This one. A box of 4 buttons. Do you want to operate? Do you want to operate? Yes, nurse, please hand me my scalpel. Like, yeah, that makes sense, but that's a very ESL thing to say. Do you want to operate? That's not really a proper way of saying it. Like... Yeah, you could operate a set of buttons, but that's an unusual sort of way of phrasing it. Oh, it's one of these. Oh, wow, I solved that really quickly. Normally, those puzzles get me stuck for a while. I usually just fumble around until I solve it. You got a key. Cool. It's not necessary. That should probably just say you've already searched this. Oh, that's what's making that funny noise that happens when I... You want to know what's making the funny noise? If I hold the sprint key when leaving certain doors, sometimes, or rather, if I am sprinting into a door when I use it, and then I hold down the sprint key, the character's running animation persists, right? It resets if I move. But until I move, that running animation will be stuck after the room load. And what that's doing is basically, I think, partially keeping my model into the wall/door, hence the noise. It actually straight up looks like I've, like, crashed the game. considering that the animation is frozen and the sound effect is repeating. But no, it's not actually locked up at all. All I need to do is let go of the sprint key or move, and he's back to normal. Funny little glitch though. So I have another key. What other doors had a locked by a key message or something? Also, who the hell puts a bed in the foyer? And then also back here, these beds are very oddly placed. It's part of the horror, I'm sure. How about you? Are you locked? I mean, yeah, but like key locked, as opposed to like locked because it feels like it. There's a difference. So all I can say right now is that why are there so many goddamn doors? I hope every one of them is used at some point. Off we go. Woo. It's locked, it's locked, it's locked, it's locked. Oh, wait, you know, I realized I never went up this, did I? I never actually went upstairs. Here. Let's go up here. Oh. Window. Of opportunity. That is one of these doors, isn't it? Yep, there it is. More doors. I mean, this is pretty. This does induce horror, in the sense that there's so many doors to check. There's something I like. There's something I hate quite as much as a game with tons of doors, because I'm always inclined to check each one. Because you never know which ones are going to be important, right? Okay. Oh no, somebody's moving a filing cabinet. Okay. It looks like he's in a patient gown. What does he do? Okay. Also, he sounds like a robot. Is this Foxy's long-lost cousin? Because he does sound like he's made of metal. Turns you into red water. I don't know where I'm supposed to go, though. Better remember which doors are, Phew, I'm glad I'm safe here in this... Wait, hold on. Wait, what? Oh, this is an entirely different room. I was going to say, if this goes on much longer, I'm not going to be able to remember it. A clipboard. Patient information. Harold L. Green. Date of birth, April 12th, 2004. Case. Explosion of a house on Billy Hill Street. Billy Hill Street? Due to a gas leak. With several members of the body totally injured and burned. Several members of the body. Okay. The local women on the street really thought it was a damn shame when he got injured and burned. He was very popular. Oh, there's a gate over here. All the random beds and lack of any other objects make my brain go, we didn't have enough budget for more than a few miles, time to place it everywhere. And nonsensically as well, don't forget. It makes no sense where they're placed. I unlocked it, and then I glitched out again. Hooray. Guess we'll do a letter. I do not know what to do. I do not know where to go. He is killing everyone. I'm here hiding from him. I hope he doesn't find me. Joe Jackson, A4. It seems the letter was written in desperation. Okay. No shit, Sherlock? A4, though. Okay, got it. Noted, A4 is important. It's probably for a hint or something. So, where did the animatronic go? Oh, I locked another door. I'm unlocking all the doors now. I guess at least these doors serve a purpose. Okay, it's A4. Wait. Oh, A equals 4. Wait, I think I saw another number somewhere. I wasn't really paying attention at the time. We needed to find A, B, C, D, and... Well, yeah, A, B, C, D. If I find at least 2 of them, I can brute force the rest, to be perfectly honest. I just know their tell is kind of heckin' huge. Approved. I find it hilarious. Or not hilarious, actually. I find it interesting that big, like, excessively large fluff tails have become more and more popular with people in the furry community. My old friend, Flame... The whole reason I have a big tail is because he decided to draw big. Also, I don't know if that ID is important, but 9828. I'm gonna try that. Because I did notice that existed too. So that might be the password. Nope. Alright, well. Somebody remember 9828 and somebody else remember A4. And we'll figure it out from there. I prefer A1 because it's a pretty good sauce. The M of Carcer's Pathfinder game really loves huge tails. Good for Talvor. Which I could totally do. Kind of like sinking into cotton candy kind of work. In my case. It's not necessary. It's just not necessary. God, I'm getting fucking lost in this goddamn place. There's too many directions. Wait. I gotta say, I mean, I think the characters are well done, but I'm losing my hecking mind here with the... Wait! Oh, that's an entire... Okay, what? Hold on, sorry, I'm just like... Where am I? Was kind of my brain, like, not sure. Okay, I don't know. We'll go down the staircase. Yeah, oh, this is the rubble, so I just kind of did a loop, I guess. It's not necessary. Yeah, okay. I really like this wall. Actually, no. God damn, there's too many doors. It upsets me. Okay, that one just is not unlockable yet. Okay. I was right about that being a new door, at least. The tank controls don't make it easier, in my opinion. Especially with the camera angles changing, and it's like, oh, is that door? There's, like, no landmarks, no nothing. Not even simple things like, this door is green. I have not been in the green door. You know, like... Oh, God. Okay. And the fact that I literally can't even see the doors unless I turn my flashlight to find them really doesn't help. That one's still locked. Yeah, they really messed up the ground texture warp. Like, the PS1 warping effect is a thing. That makes sense, but... Okay. Clipboard. Okay, A4 and C5. Remember that for me, guys. Name James C. Reynolds, date of birth November 27, 2009. Case heavy car accident on the highway, intestine and kidneys totally damaged. Which intestine, large or small? Totally damaged. Totally damaged? That's kind of a weird combination of words because you'd expect like totally destroyed or something like that. Damaged makes it sound like, you know, not destroyed, just damaged. It's like totally damaged is kind of like saying completely half wet or something. Like it just kind of sounds weird. They really could have eased up on the darkness a little bit so you can actually see the door outlines. A sheet of journal. Thank you. That sheet of journal has no letter and number combinations, so that's useless to me. Totally using the slang? Yes, because on a medical report you would use slang. I would love to see a doctor just say like, you know, there's a patient and they're like, I don't know, their heart is giving out or something, and they just write, their heart is heckin' egg wall, guys, and that's what it says on the report. B5. Okay, here's another one then. I could solve it at this point. I could brute force. Easy. So somebody keep track of that too, please. Hey, Adam, I did some studies on our protheses. Our protheses? Protheses? Protheses, plural. Okay, I'm sorry. That is a word, but... saying that you did a study on prothesis it's okay, I guess. Kind of a weird word usage, but pluraling it? That just sounds weird. Okay. I already say that there is a great danger. If there is no maintenance, a great risk that there will be severe damage to the victim's brain and ultimately cause death or behavioral changes. What is that sentence structure? If there is no maintenance, a great risk that there will be severe damage to the victim's brain and ultimately cause death or behavioral changes. It feels like he just changed what he was talking about midway. Like he was going to lead that into like, if there is no maintenance, a great risk there will be severe damage to the victim's brain is imminent, would be how it would end or something. But just, and ultimately cause death. It's like he just, this grammar is hurting my head. From Gloria Sheffield to Adam Williams. We may be scientists, but we never passed grammar school. All right. Protheses is well, that's fair. I guess that's why that guy's a robot, because he has a lot of protheses. Just a weird word, though. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I just need to remember. Oh, God, I don't remember. Does anybody remember where the fucking lockbox was? I can now solve it. If I can find it. I feel like it's upstairs. There's probably a D something somewhere, but I can't be arsed, man. This game, I don't want to shit on this too heavily. It is an alpha, but... Ah, here we go. I will simply say this. I feel like... I've expressed before that I'm picky with horror games. I feel like a lot of them are just looking for keys and doing stupid backtracking and going through a lot of, you know, unnecessary busy work. And this game just kind of capitalizes right on that. Like, that is kind of this game. Alright, what was it? What was the numbers that we have collected? $455, okay. There we go. You got a key. Good. Now, does anybody remember what randomly locked door I couldn't open still is? Where that is? Because there definitely was one or two. I think it was downstairs. By the stairs. Okay. Maybe it's the front door. Nope, not that one. Maybe it's this door. Nope, it's not that one. Yeah, it was an accidental update for the avatar. It kind of looks pretty cool, actually. Works well with how fucking dark this game is, especially. Like, unnecessarily dark. You know, actually, this is also a good lesson to teach. The best horror games are not pitch black. You may think to yourself, oh, you gotta make the game really hard to see if... The key has been discarded. You gotta make the game hard to see if... Oh, let me guess. This is where the... Yeah, this is where we got D. I had a feeling. I guess I just missed that door. Hey, Scott, thank you very much for doing your work, The Origin. Ready for our patience to read, interpret, and understand where we came from through your revolutionary theories. Have a nice day. From Calvin S. Hurry to Scott A. Strickland. Strickland from Strickland Propane and Propane Accessories. Great for our patients to read, interpret, understand where we came from through your revolutionary theories. Have a nice day. I don't know. Revolutionary. Have a nice day. Just something about this dialogue. But yeah, to get back to my point, there's a misinterpretation that if you want to make a horror game have a creepy atmosphere, you got to make things like legitimately impossible for the player to see. That's not true. You can make a game dark while still making the game visible. That's entirely possible. It's just a lot of developers don't know how to pull it off. It's more about creating the right atmosphere rather than blinding the player. I mean, there's certain situations where the player not being able to see something is good, but if they can't see where the fuck they're going, that's kind of a problem. That's the thing. You got a key. Another one. How many keys have I collected at this point? Guess so. There's like water all over the place here. What the hell? Is it gonna keep following? Probably. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of worried about this. Now I'm being chased while also not knowing what door to unlock. Sir, Sir, that's a dead end. Oh god. Oh, this is fun. Playing Guess the Door with Foxy's off-brand cousin chasing me. Let's see. And if I go in a dead-end room, I'm kind of a little bit screwed, I guess. That's where I just came from. How smart's the AI? Yeah, maybe I'll check that in a minute. Smart enough to get me if I go in a dead end at the wrong time, I'll say that much. Oh shit, he was like right there, actually. He teleports kind of weirdly, gotta be mindful of that. I really have no idea where I'm going. Test my map knowledge. Yeah, that's really doable. Nope, that's the bridge. Sometimes you gotta move immediately because he's like immediately on you. So I'll just immediately run forward through each door transition, I guess. Oh shit. Alright, you want to test the AI accuracy? I have no idea where I'm going, so I may as well just fuck around with it for a minute. Okay, well, he seems to be smart enough to go around the bed. Operative word seems. He could do one loop, but after that he got confused. Oh, he got fixed. I think he really whiffs easily, doesn't he? Anybody know where to go? It's probably upstairs, isn't it? Because I don't seem to be making much progress down here. I am confused. Reminder, again, that I have to, like, legitimately turn my light to find doorways. Or just see them in the darkness. Yeah, I had a feeling that would probably happen at some point. Dying upon load transition. Door under the stairs. Wait, where did it put me? Yeah, put me before acquiring this key. Okay. This is so much fun. I'm sure glad I don't know where the fuck I'm going because everything looks the same. Wait, is there a map? Oh, I do have basement key. Okay. Well, that at least lets me. That tells me one thing. That tells me that it's not on the second floor. So that was actually useful. The problem is, I feel like I checked all the first floor doors, so which one did I miss? Maybe... this one? Nope. Maybe this one? It spawns where you pick up the key, yes. So it doesn't chase me before I pick up that key if I want to, like, find the stupid door first. Don't know where the fuck it is, though. Somebody said door under the stairs. I'm not sure which stairs. There's two. Could mean this one. Oh, you're right. All right, cool. Good pick. Thank you for playing. Thank you for having me, question mark. Game time. 30 minutes, 4 seconds. This game could be beaten in like 7 minutes if you knew where the fuck you were going. I probably worked 10 for reasonable. Knew where you're going. I mean, it's a demo. I'm not very impressed by that. I mean, I like the model. I like the model work, but and I like the fact that it's a mixing furry and horror, but it's not really that great so far. I like the title screen. Aesthetically, the best part of the game is this title screen, actually. Besides the models, which are fine too. Yeah, I'm very picky with horror. I feel like horror is a very lowest common denominator genre, where a lot of people put out really basic games that really don't have a lot of substance, but it's usually excusable by a lot of people because it's okay. It's horror. It's supposed to be a scary vibe, so it's okay if the gameplay is bad. I don't see it that way personally. I think the gameplay of a horror game should be just as good as the horror itself. And in fact, if the gameplay is good, it enhances the horror. Usually adding gameplay mechanics and immersion that enhance the spookiness of the game. So I don't like the idea that gameplay is. I don't like this concept that excuse gameplay is acceptable for horror games, because I'd argue that horror games truly excel in their atmosphere when the gameplay is polished to match and actually has something that engages you and brings you into the experience. But yeah, this is really rough. I hope they can work on it a bit more. Maybe get a better English translation too in the future too, if they keep working on this. Because yeah, that translation was a little bit rough. Not the worst translation, but you kind of want your English to be really well structured for a horror game. Otherwise, it takes you out of the mood a little bit too. But yeah, that was mostly just horrific because there was way too many doors. Way too many fucking doors. This is going to give me door PTSD, this game. But I wish them luck on progressing this further. I think maybe once it gets out of demo phase and has a bit more substance, it might be better. I'm just hoping what we saw here was like more of a proof of concept gameplay and not like the actual intended experience, with the intended experience being perhaps a bit deeper. Mechanically speaking, it was fine. It played like Resident Evil. Tank controls were fine. I would encourage them to actually light the fuck out of the rooms a bit more. Your flashlight should definitely make it easier to see your surroundings, but it shouldn't make it necessary to see your surroundings. I think that's a bit of a problem they have here. But yeah, a lot critique here, but it is a demo, so hopefully and an alpha demo at that. So hopefully they take a few lessons for this and polish it up and continue development, because I would like to see another furry horror game. I'd just like to see it being fun and a good experience as well. But that was Alone, and I hope you guys enjoyed.